Hi, I'm Sue-Detweiler, author of 9 Traits of a Life-Giving Mom, replacing my worst with God's best. I want to share one of my worst moments as a mom. I was a brand new mom, and I was traveling home from vacation alone in the car with my 5-week-old baby. She screamed all the way home and finally fell asleep. I remember thinking how far away I felt from God and just how much I needed Him. I got home, put my baby in the crib, and fell deep into sleep. The next moment I woke up to hear her screaming. Now, I don't know about you if you've been a mom. You know how to find your baby's crib in the middle of the night, in the dark. But you know what? I was so disoriented, I could not find my way. I got caught in a closet, turned around, didn't know what was going on, and finally put my hands against the window. And I realized at that point, when I put my head out of the window, that my house was on fire. It was 2 stories up, so it was no way that I could get out. I tried to scream with help, but nothing really came out of my voice. So I dropped to my knees, not because I was clear-headed and knew that it was good to get low, but because I was desperate and I was near passing out. Imagine how my husband felt when he got home and the whole sky was lit up. Next door, the house had burned to the ground that had been under construction, and the fire trucks were there, but no one had gone into our home. Desperately, he grabbed the fireman and said, "Have you gotten my wife and my baby out?" The fireman grabbed a mask, and Wayne and he ran in. They got the baby, and I was desperate, hysterical. I remember hearing the fireman's voice when he came in. I never saw his face, but he shone a flashlight, and it was a huge flashlight that looked like a tiny pin light. And he said, "Come towards the light." You know, I've thought about that as I went towards the light, and I felt his arms as he got me out to safety, and they rushed us to the hospital. But how many times we're stuck, we're confused, we're disoriented, we don't know what's happening, we need help. And God says to us, "Come towards the light." You know, I learned the power of prayer in those moments. My mother, we called her the next morning, and she said to us, "You're the ones that I've been praying for." She had taken a month to really meditate on Isaiah 43 and to fast and pray. And part of it says, "You shall go through the fire and you shall not be burned. The flames will not consume you." That was the story of how God delivered us out of that fire. Now, I wish I could say that everything was better from then on out. But truthfully, it was like my house fire just led to my life being on fire. Imagine not having a home and having a newborn baby. We got her to a neighbor's house, and she began to have colic episodes where she would scream 3 hours straight, unconsolably. And I remember being at a moment of complete desperation, not knowing what to do. And I put her down on the blanket. She was screaming. And I picked up the phone and I called a neighbor. "Can you help me?" The neighbor must have sensed my desperation because she took my baby as I got out for a little while. You know, I think during that time is when my heart to help other mothers began. I felt so desperate. I felt so alone. I felt so overwhelmed. And parenting was a big part of it. But also, a big part of it was how God was dealing with my heart. In this journey of becoming a life-giving mom, every single one of us. We go through times of trial. We go through times when our life is on fire. We go through times when we're in a furnace and we need help. We go through times when we say that prayer of help, God. The good news is that he will shine his light, and as you move towards his light, he will free you from the darkness. I want to encourage you right now to move towards the light.